Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Izmal HAKIM bin Muhammad Jailani. Today, I will present my final year project with the title The Performance of Public Listed Construction Company in Malaysia. I would like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Wan Norisha Wanrodi, for helping me go through with this thesis. Now, I will explain about my background of study. Malaysian construction industry has gone through several economic downturns, starting from 1974 because of the glut of building site, 1984 because of the high US interest policy, and 1997 because of the ASEAN economic crisis, 2008 because of the global financial crisis. And now, Malaysian construction industries are facing the pandemic COVID-19 starting from 2020. The government regulatory step to combat the spread of COVID-19 has introduced a various type of movement or control order. This movement control order has impact to the construction industry, especially to the public construction company that listed on the bursa. Now, we turn to the problem of statement. The problem statement for this research, while I'm doing my research through the journal, website, newspaper, I found out two problem statements for this thesis or research. The first one, the impact of movement control order by the government towards the construction industry. What will happen and what is the impact of the government movement control order to the construction industry? The second one, the implication of coronavirus or COVID-19 towards the economy of Malaysia. We know that the COVID-19 already impact our health sector not only in Malaysia but all around the world. And now we want to see what it will impact to the economy of Malaysia, especially towards to the public construction company. Next, I will explain about the research question and the research objective of these studies. There are two research questions. The first one, how does the COVID-19 pandemic affect the financial position of the public construction company in Bursa Malaysia? Second one is to what extent of negative impact of COVID-19 on the public construction company and what happened to the shareholder of the company? Are they getting any benefits or they lost their stock? For the research objective, there are two research objectives for these studies. The first one, to investigate the factor or influencing the financial performance of public listed construction company. And the second one, to evaluate the financial position or the financial performance of the public listed construction company in Malaysia during the pandemic and also afterwards the pandemic. Next, about the company financial performance. At least on 2006, already stated that there are 5 indicators that we proposed to determine the final position of public construction company or financial health. The first one, return on asset, return on equity, fixed asset ratio, debt to equity ratio, and working capital turnover. These 5 indicators is very important to evaluate the health of the financial position of any company, especially that we are using on this particular of studies. Second one, public listed construction company. Since the property market burst from the recovery from 2008 global financial crisis, the public listed construction company in Malaysia already doubled. Stated on 2021 is double to 1999 company right now on Bursa Malaysia. In my research, I many times mentioned about COVID-19. What is COVID-19? COVID-19 stands for Novel Coronavirus Disease 2019. The first cases that were reported was coming from Wuhan, China. Due to the many nations closed their gate to the traveller due to they are worried because of COVID-19 outbreak that happened. The epidemic forces the business and the corporate activity to stop and impact the financial market during that time. Investor concerned the COVID-19 will be effect to their investment decision, well, it become resulting to the increased stock of volatility in the market. In Malaysia, the first cases were reported was 25 January of 2020 and increased to 25 cases per day at the end of February. On March 2020, the cases become 2,000 cases per day, and starting from that, the government of Malaysia already issued the movement control order to help to control. On 18th of March 2020, the government of Malaysia issued the Movement Control Order. Malaysian Prime Minister Yang Amat Berhormat Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin have issued the Movement Control Order. There are 4 alternatives of Movement Control Order. The first one, Movement Control Order. Second one, Enhanced Movement Control Order. The third one, Conditional Movement Control Order. And the last one, the final phase, we call it as a Recovery Movement Control Order, issued by the government of Malaysia today. By the latest Prime Minister Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri. This movement control order helped the government to control the spread of COVID-19, but it's also impact to the construction economy, not only to the construction industry, but also to the economic sector in Malaysia. Next, Chapter 3, Methodology. The method that I used to help me to find out the objective of this study is the first one. I used literature review. On literature review, I found out from the True Journal, website, newspaper, and also from the tabloid that inform about the cases that I want to find out. The second one, company annual report. Company annual report is very important because for me to evaluate, to achieve the second objective, to evaluate the financial performance, I take the company annual report starting from 2019, 2020, and 2021. Sample size of my research. 5 listed construction company from Bursa of Malaysia have been chosen. The company report that I will take from 2019, 2020, 2021 for me to evaluate their financial performance. The selected company also must have a market capital above 1 billion ringgit. Now, to achieve the objective of this study, the data analysis technique that I use is a ratio analysis. There are 3 ratio analysis that I use. Return on asset. Return on asset to see how the company use their asset to get the profit. The second one, I use a return of equity. How the asset that have been used give the benefit to the shareholder. Lastly, I use the current ratio to evaluate the performance of construction company. Now, we are on Chapter 4, Finding and Data Analysis. Objective 1. Factor influencing financial performance of public listed construction company. Is it achieved or not? Yes, it's achieved. There are 3 factors that I found out during the thesis. The first one, delay of the project because of the movement, because the government issued the movement control order. Second one, cash flow of the project because of we now must work from home. There are problem to the cash flow of the project, thus impact to the construction company cost. This last one, supply chain disruption. Because of the all nation closed their gates, the oil price increased, thus it increased the material of the building and also the increase the cost of construction project. Now we are going to the second objective. The second objective is to evaluate the financial performance of the public listed construction company. Is there on this study, the second objective already been achieved? Yes, the second objective already been achieved in this study. There are 5 construction companies that have been chosen. The first one, Sunway Construction, IJM Berhad, SP Setia Berhad, Gamuda Berhad, and also EcoWorld Berhad. As you guys can see, for the ratio on asset show that from 2019, the Sunway Construction Company have 7.07% of ratio on asset. But on 2021, it decreased to 5.97. Same happened to the Gamuda Berhad from 4.40% ratio on asset on 2019, but it went down to 3.4% on 2021. Lastly, we on the conclusion. The conclusion that I can make from this study is there is a significant relationship between the pandemic COVID-19 and also the construction industry in Malaysia. The impact towards the economy and also to the construction industry in Malaysia, especially to the public listed construction company, very bad. For the recommendation, I have 3 recommendations for the next literature. The first one, more research conducted to assess more public listed construction company in Bursa Malaysia. The second one, select a small and also lower grade construction company to see the actual impact in the construction company. The last one, using a better method to analyze the financial performance of each company. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.